Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. And in this video I'm going to be telling you about all the Minecraft 1.19 news from the last week. So if you like Minecraft videos like this one, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft 1.19 videos and other Minecraft videos. We're actually getting very close to 50,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for the amazing support. And so before we go into all the developer tweets that we have from the last week, of course you're wondering what is happening to Minecraft Snapshot 22w19a. Because I'm not doing a live stream to wait for the snapshot, there are no videos about the snapshot yet. And that is because the snapshot will most likely be releasing tomorrow. And so that means that Snapshot 22w19a will be released not today, but tomorrow instead. And so of course tomorrow I will upload a video covering all the new changes, additions and features of 22w19a. I will not be able to do a live stream tomorrow because I had other things planned already. I didn't expect the snapshot to come out on a Thursday, but I will still make a video on it. Alright, and now that that is out of the way, let's go and see what the Minecraft developers have been talking about over on Twitter. And I will also go into the Birch forest changes that might or might not be coming into the game. We'll talk about that later on in the video, but let's just go over to the tweets. And we start by a tweet here by Jay, who is a community manager at Minecraft. And so he's asking if people have found any cool mangrove swamp seeds. And there are many replies with some awesome mangrove swamp seeds in this Twitter feed. And so of course I will leave links to all the tweets I show in this video in the description down below. And especially this one might be useful if you want to find a nice mangrove swamp seed to start your Minecraft 1.19 world in. So make sure to check it out, and of course follow all the Minecraft developers on Twitter. Alright, and then there is a big Twitter thread here by King B-Dogs, which starts with a sort of accusation here which people might have. And so he says that the Warden, Deep Dark and the Ancient Cities don't count as new content because they were planned for 1.18. So many people feel like 1.19 does not have enough new content, especially because of course these features were already proposed during Minecraft Live for, I believe, even Minecraft 1.17, but maybe 1.18, I'm not 100% sure anymore. But here King B-Dogs tries to explain what has happened and what is the process here. So he says that when we announced the Deep Dark and the Warden, the plan was much smaller than what we have here now currently in 1.19, and since 1.18 we've been making it a lot bigger, and the differences are worth noting. So he goes here into the differences with what was planned for 1.18 for the Warden and the Deep Dark and what has been realized for 1.19. Also some nice screenshots here. So on the left is of course the original screenshots we got during Minecraft Live, where we see the old Grimstone cave with the Warden, and of course there was a little cabin in there as well. And here's the new ancient city with skull streakers, skull catalysts and all kinds of cool blocks. So here we go. Originally there were no ancient cities at all, so they weren't planned and they were a completely new thing in 1.19. And we only had these abandoned cabins which we saw in that video. There was no unique loot in the deep dark biomes, there was no new music disc, and the Warden itself was planned to be a way simpler mob with simpler AI and no sonic boom attack. Skull spreading would be as simple as a random patch no matter what sort of mob died nearby, and would be instantaneous with no unique mechanics surrounding charge and XP conversion. And of course now the amount of spread depends on the amount of XP the mob would have dropped. And Skull Shriekers wouldn't even have existed, and instead Wardens would have randomly spawned while in the Deep Dark. And so the Skulk Shriekers were originally also not planned for 1.18. The Skulk sensors were not planned to have the unique vibration frequencies which you can check using the comparator. The Warden wouldn't have any unique animations for its complex behavior. In fact, it wouldn't even have emerged from the ground, it would have just spawned in your world. And so King B-Dogs thinks that people wouldn't really have enjoyed the Warden and the Deep Dark if they had released it for 1.18, and pushing it forward to 1.19 was worth it for them because they could add all of these new parts of content to the Warden and the Deep Dark with the ancient cities as well. And so he says, I would say that it absolutely does count as new content considering how much these features have changed since 1.18. And regardless of that, of course, anything that wasn't previously accessible counts as new content. And so I have to say, I do agree with this for the most part. Like the Deep Dark part of the WoW update with the Warden, the Ancient Cities is amazing. I can't say anything else. It's such a big update, so many new things there to explore and to run around in and do stuff with. The only catch here, I think, is that currently I don't think you're going to be running into ancient cities that often. They are very, very rare. There is no way to find them. They're underground, so you have to dig. But I feel like it's only a big update once you actually find these new structures and biomes. biomes. I mean, I can imagine just playing in 1.19 and not knowing of the new features, because it's rare to come across both the Deep Dark, the Ancient Cities, but also, for example, the Mangrove Swamp is quite rare. And so these new features do exist, there are lots of them, but it's just that you won't really notice them when you're playing the game in survival mode, I don't think. And of course, that's for the survival part of the game. Personally, I don't really play survival mode that much, and so it won't affect me at all. As for creative mode, yeah, this is a great and amazing update. Lots of new blocks, lots of new features, also a new command as well. So yeah, for me, it is a great update. But if you just play survival mode, then I can understand that this might not be the biggest update for you. Which of course will always happen, since you can't please everybody, right? You can't make everybody love an update. And then I also wanted to touch on this point. So this is not by a Minecraft developer, this is actually a tweet by Pixel Riffs, who is a Minecraft YouTuber. But I thought he made an interesting point here. So he said, unpopular opinion, but nobody should be expecting changes to the Birch Forest in the Wild update. Talking about Birch Forest as missing from the Wild update is a misconception. Mojang never said they would be included in the Wild update itself, which is true. And so he includes this concept art right here, which of course we saw during Minecraft Live when they were talking about improvements to biomes. And I think many people, myself included, thought that this meant that, well, surely we're gonna get like a little update to the Birch Forest, maybe just some small things like falling logs on Java Edition, maybe some extra mushrooms on trees, and some branches on the trees as well. But of course, this is just concept art to show like what the Birch Forest should feel like. It's more about immersion and what the game should feel like when you're playing. And so these things shouldn't necessarily be added into the game. Most likely, for the most part, this is just artistic freedom to make the drawing look nicer. And so Pixel Riffs explains this here as well. So yes, we all saw the concept art, but that's all we saw. The picture was on screen for a few seconds, while Agnes, a Minecraft developer, made a point about the team wanting Minecraft world to feel more immersive and give each biome a unique identity. It is being used as an example. True. And so he goes on to mention what they mentioned during the live stream. And of course, they focus a lot in the live stream on the Mangrove Swamp and not so much on the other biomes. And so here he says, my point is, was it a mistake for the Minecraft team to use cool concept art of a Birch Forest as an example of their design philosophy during a segment where they were announcing a forthcoming update? Yes, that was a mistake, probably. Because people now expect them to update the Birch Forest, right? Because that's what they talked about for a little bit. And even though it was just for a couple of seconds, people saw the concept art, they got excited, and so they wanted to see it. And so personally, I don't think we will be getting something like a Birch Forest part of the Wild update, because that really wasn't the focus of this update. The focus of this update was updating the swamps, according to what they mentioned before during, I think, a biome vote, where they wanted to add the new mangrove swamps and the mangrove trees, frogs, tadpoles, and boats with chests. And of course, the other part of the update is the Deep Dark, the Ancient Cities, and the Warden. And so, of course, I was also sort of expecting to get at least some sort of overall biome change to add immersion to a lot of the biomes in the game. But of course, it's also possible that they will do that in the end, but just do it in small steps and keep the big updates going and just tweak a little bit about some of the biomes every time. And so let me know what you think about this topic in the comments down below. Of course, everyone wants updates to biomes. That already sounds amazing. And the concept art here really helps give more life to a biome like the Birch Forest. And so personally, I think it would be amazing if they would just do the next update, 1.20, where they just tweak every single biome a little bit. Add a little thing to, well, maybe not every single biome, but just add that little tiny detail that's missing from some of the biomes in the game. I think it would be really cool. But it might be a lot of work as well, so it might be spread out over multiple updates, who knows. And then as I mentioned earlier on in the video, yes, there will not be a snapshot today. We have a tweet here by Sly Slime, who is the tech lead for the Minecraft Java game at Mojang. And he says, heads up, we're aiming to have this week's snapshot out on Thursday rather than Wednesday, since the team is busy with an unrelated event on Wednesday. And so most likely the snapshot will indeed be released tomorrow. And so it's really nice that they give a little heads up here, so we know the snapshot will be released tomorrow. And also I thought this was interesting. So Jeb normally isn't really in on the snapshots, but he did reply to this tweet by Sly Slime. So, I mean, there might be something exciting in tomorrow's snapshot. We'll just have to wait to tomorrow to see what is in Snapshot 22w19a. And then finally we have some more clarity on what will happen to the mobs that lost mob votes. So here Klampas actually asked Jeb a question and he responded. So the question here is, will you re-add the old mobs that didn't win the mob vote? Because all of them are interesting. And so Jeb here responded and he says, Agnes and the team have said that they will add the losing mobs if or when they fit in an update and can be prioritized. And so in the end, in, I don't know, a couple of decades, whatever. Of course, Mangrove will be updated for a very long time. Eventually, the failed mob vote mobs will get added into the game, but only if they fit the theme of the update that we're currently working on, of course. And so we have already seen this a little bit, and that is with the frogs. Because the frogs are part of a losing biome vote, they were part of the swamp update. And so it's already a mob that was added from a losing vote, because the winning vote was, I think, the mountain biomes there with the goats. And the goats are added and also the frogs are added. So that's what's going to happen to all the mobs that have lost their respective mob votes. Like, for example, the copper golem, the mushroom, the isolager, and the flying bush thing, which I can never remember the name of. The glare, I think that's it. Well, anyway, there we go. That is pretty much all the Minecraft 1.19 news from the last week. As mentioned before, the Minecraft Snapshot 22w19a will be released tomorrow. And I will, of course, make a video on it, but there will not be a live stream tomorrow. And if you like this video, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft 1.19 videos and other Minecraft videos. I want to thank my tier 3 members, the Smikkelaar and March. Thank you so much for becoming tier 3 members. But there we go. I hope you all enjoy this video in the next one. So until then, bye bye.